Okay, I purchased this Fan-Tastic vent in good faith from a guy on Craigslist. He was willing to ship it to me, which was very nice. This was one of the top of the line ones, the 6600 model with the remote control, rain sensor. Remote control is really nice because our ceiling is up quite high, so it's very hard to reach the vent to open and close it, turn it on and off. And I tested it before I installed it, and it did not work. I could just get a little movement out of the fan, just a real slight movement, but in all, I couldn't get it to work. I bypassed all the switches on it, the forward reverse switch, the dome switch, the rain sensor switch, and fresh batteries in the remote control. The remote control lit up and whatnot, but couldn't get it to work. I called the 1-800 number, which was very helpful. Fan-Tastic vent 1-800 number. The lady there was very helpful, giving me some ideas on what to do. I just couldn't get it to work. So she suggested that I wanted to replace the control board in it, but she said, that was hit and miss. There was one on Amazon, a control board for $75, but I didn't know if that was going to work for me. The lady at Fan-Tastic Vent suggested their upgrade kit. They make a 7350 upgrade kit, which you can just take the guts out of this model and put in the guts of the model 7350 upgrade kit with the wireless remote. So that's what I did. She had a list price of close to $200, but she told me shop around, you can find them less expensive. So I found a boat and camper place that was selling these for $1.50, and that's what I did. Upgrade kit, wireless remote. So it comes with a brand new wireless remote. Kit includes all of these items here. Hold on, I gotta get the cat. You gotta stay out, Mocha, sorry. So all these items here, this is really nice because this kit also has an increased motor to raise and lower the dome. So I think it used to be maybe 8 rotations per minute, or RPMs, and now this one I think is either 11 or 15 RPM, so the dome goes up a lot faster. If that's important to you or not, I don't know. A new lift arm and motor. Okay, it's got the built-in thermostat, obviously the wireless remote. I think this wireless remote is the old one was an RF radio frequency wireless remote. This one is the it escapes me, the new one, like your television uses. Again, and it comes with a new rain sensor, so which is nice, and a new screen. So I'm gonna pull the guts out of my old one. Hold on a second. Oh yes, sorry. Mocha found her way to my furnace. She went in the back underneath the camper. I have the lid open, the storage lid open, and she came in. So let me show you what I'm going to do here. Enough of the cat. So I have the shroud off, and I bypassed everything to try to get this thing to work. This is the old one, the old 6600 model. The 4 reverse switch, the fuse, the rain sensor. I had a brand new motor and fan, and still did the same thing. It was not that. So I said it was a circuit board, so I'm not going to use this one anymore. I'm going to pull this gut, these guts come out. The fan, the motor and the fan stay up there, just the round guts come out, and I'll take that out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws. So 2 screws on the dome knob to open it, and 3 other screws to take out, and then I'll pull that down and disconnect some wiring. Okay, before I pull that down and disconnect it, we'll open up this box and see what comes in the box. Comes packaged nice. This was brand new, not used, which was encouraging. I have a new motor. I don't know if it said how many RPMs or not. The old one I think said 11 RPMs. This one I thought was higher, but new motor knob, nuts and screws. Looks like a remote control. Set of batteries, remote control. Nice little remote control, must be like 2.5 inches by maybe 4 inches. Has a wall mount, so you can just put this on the wall somewhere and store your remote control in it. Instructions. Model 7300 upgrade kit, so I'll follow the instructions. Looks like some more user manual. And then this is actually the arm that raises and lowers the lid. So they give you a new arm. If you need it or not, I don't know if I'll need this new one or not. There may be a different amount of teeth in it that makes it move up faster, or who knows. And then you get the screen is already locked in. You get the pop and lock screen. That's already, it's hard to see in the camera, I suppose, but that's already locked in. And the new guts right here. So this has the fuse already in it, the circuit board in it. Here's where the motor will mount, and there should be a rain sensor. Maybe the rain sensor is already attached. Oh, there's the rain sensor just hanging here. Okay, right there's a rain sensor that I'm sure goes up and around and sits up above outside. So I'll read how to do that. They have a couple other sensors on here. These two other sensors, I'm not exactly sure what they are. It's probably a thermostat. So let's get this baby out here. I'm going to start by removing these two screws. We'll pull that down. The dial for the lid. Pull that down, and two wires will unplug from there, and then remove the other 3 or 4 screws. So this just came down and unplugged the 2 wires. Okay, I just that black wires, those 2 black wires with the red end on it, is the rain sensor that goes up and outside. I just unplugged that from the circuit board. These 2 wires here went to the switch, which is right there. So that was the forward and reverse switch. Or in and out, I guess, if you want to vent it in and vent it out. The white wire went on the same side as that white wire, and the red wire went on the same side as this black wire. And then you'll want to disconnect the power leads. I would advise you to either disconnect your battery or make sure the fuse is blown, or just ensure that there's no power going to the wires. You don't want any short circuits and stuff. And the fan and the motor, that stays up there. They call it the motor, the fan, and the bow tie. They call it, the bow tie is the bracket that holds the thing in. That stays. Okay, the instructions say to remove this mechanism with the 2 screws if you have a manual. If it's a manual operated one, mine is operated with a motor that goes on there. I checked out this one and the one that came with the new kit. They seem to be exactly the same number of revolutions, open and close it. So I'm going to leave mine in. Probably can't see this very well, but if you have this three-way switch on there, it says you need to snip the wires, really unplug the wires and snip the ends. And then they give you these, sorry about the poor lighting, these ends to crimp on the new wires so you can connect it. Okay, this is probably a two-part video here, part 2. So the instruction manual has some real nice instructions to it. On page 3 though, it says before you install, you have to figure out if you have the can motor or the pancake motor. On my unit I have the tall can motor. Maybe kind of hard to see, but that can motor is probably about 4 or 5 inches tall. And if you have the can motor, you have to make sure that there's a jumper installed on the circuit board. If you have the pancake motor, you can remove the jumper. And usually when you remove a jumper, it's connecting 2 wires. You would just pull it off there and make it just connect one of the wires, or slide it on just one of the posts actually. And on the circuit board, it's real easy to get at. It's right here in the top, that little black one, that little black jumper. You would just take a pliers or maybe your fingers and pull it off of there. If you'd like to get at it easier, there's 2 screws on the circuit board that you can remove, and then the circuit board would come off a little easier, or it could come off and lean it back and be able to pull that off. If you were to have the small pancake one, you could remove that, actually just pull it off, move it over one, so it's covering one post, and put it back on so you still have it. You know, if you ever should need to have that jumper on, it would still be there for you. But with the can motor or the tall motors, it would be jumped just like it is, and it should work for you per the instructions. Like I mentioned in my other video, this new upgrade kit does come with a new rain sensor. It's kind of glued to the side, the wiring, and then just plugged into the circuit board. I'm going to go up and remove my old rain sensor. So the old rain sensor is fastened from the outside, coming through a hole in the unit, and just hangs here. It may or may not work, I don't know, but I'll put the new one in. I'll go up on the roof of the camper, and it's I think 1 screw, and then and feed it back through that hole. Here's the rain sensor from above. Just 1 screw here, and there's just a pin right there that it sets on. So I'll just remove this screw and push it down through the hole. My little helper, Mocha. Okay, we're replacing the old 6600 model fan. It has the dome switch, the little plunger switch. The wire that's for that switch, the white wire, is just a short piece and plugs in there with a bullet end. That can just be removed. And the new model, the 7350 model, comes with its own direct wire that can be put right in place of that bullet, fastened securely. And the red wire, the power wire for the motor, has a female spade on it, and the new model comes with the spade here that will plug right into it, the male end of the spade. So I took out the rain sensor through this hole up here. If your model does not have a rain sensor, the instructions say there should be a little knockout right there, a little T-shaped knockout, and you can just take a hammer and screwdriver, stick up there and pound out that knockout, or poke out that knockout. that will allow you to thread the rain sensor through it. It says it's located in the rear passenger corner, so this would be the rear of the unit, rear of the trailer on the passenger side, as opposed to the driver's side over here. Okay, for the power wires, you want to feed the wires that come from your fuse area. Okay, the black and white power cords, hot and positive and negative cords, go up through the little hole in your fan, and I suppose if you don't have a hole there, you probably want to drill a 3/8 or half-inch hole there. This is in the rear driver's side corner. I just chose to connect mine with just some crimp connectors here, permanent. You may have other means, wire nuts or whatever. And that's the main power. And however you get power to your fan, whether there's already power here or you steal power from a light, I was going to steal from this light right here, but it switched on the wall and I did not want that. I wanted permanent power here, so I actually ran a line, actually a rod, fiberglass rod, through my rafters all the way up until I found a light that was not switched, was in the bedroom area, about 8 feet away. I fished that. It was a fiberglass rod. Actually, it had a flag on the end of it, similar to those that you see, or exactly like the ones you see out in fields, marking different areas. Okay, now I will feed the rain sensor up through that hole in the rear passenger side of the fan, and the rain sensor is here. Okay, after I tuck the rain sensor up through the hole, you can tuck the wires in and push the fan up into place, or the shroud, your electronic shroud here, and then you can put in the 3 screws that hold it up. These wires are your power wires. They'll tuck back. This wire is being a little rascal. He keeps popping out of there, but we'll get him up to there with the shroud, and then we'll continue on to putting on the new motor. And I looked at the motors. The old one was 8 rotations per minute. The new motor is 17 rotations per minute. So it will now go up with lightning speed. Okay, the black wire plugged into the black wire, the red wire to the red wire. Screwed it on there, went real good. Now this one does not have, my old one you would pull this handle down, then you could turn it freely and open and close the lid. This new one is not like that. It will just turn really slow with some resistance if you want to open the lid. It does go up though. Ironically, I did go up and put the rain sensor on just exactly where the old one was. Ironically, it's raining out, so we'll see when I test this how it works. I'll put my old shroud back on around here to hide the construction, and then it just fastens with 4 screws in each corner, or 1 screw in each corner, 4 screws. Okay, 2 AA batteries in the remote control. When I plugged it in, it's on manual. So let's see if I push the up and down button, if the lid will go up and down. Let me see, it says rain sensor off. Better figure out how to use this before I record. Okay, if you hold the up down button for like 3 or 4 seconds, it turns your rain sensor on and off. So I'll do that. Now the rain sensor is off. I'll hold the up down button again. 1, 2, 3, and the rain sensor apparently turned on. So I'm going to shut the rain sensor off. And then I put my fuse back in, and I will hit the power button. And the lid is opening. The fan turns on after the lid switch is activated. It's up all the way and on. I said, holy crap, it's raining out. So I shut it off, hit the power button, fan goes off, the lid comes down at lightning speed. It's pretty fast. And then when I think if I just hit the temperature button, no, power button, hit it again, off. If I hit the power button on, it goes to manual. But then if you use the temperature, it switches over to auto. It looks like you can use the temperature up and down. The fan is not on, so apparently the temperature... Oops, I almost dropped this thing. I turned the temperature down quite a bit more. There, the fan came on. Now it says you can reverse it. Air in and out here, this lower right hand. So if I just hit that button, the fan is slowing down, and reversed. Holy smokes. Oh yeah, I can feel the air coming in now. That's pretty cool. Oh, I bet the temperature probably changed if I turn the temperature down. Yeah, the fan shut down. Okay, I gotta close this thing because there I hit the up down button. The lid is closing. A couple raindrops are coming in. I don't want to get my $150 new unit here, or just the guts all wet from the rain. It's coming down pretty good. I'll put the shroud up. Things will be good. We'll be camping again. So this thing's pretty cool. It's all updated, nice new remote control. Turn the power off. The old remote control was here. I don't know if something was wrong with it or not. I thought it worked. I seen the light come on just once. These lights did come on for the old remote control, the old style. This is the old 6600 model. This new model, excuse me for my bad filming. Upgrade your Fan-Tastic vent wireless remote with variable speed, reverse thermostat and rain sensor. Make any model, so any of your Fan-Tastic vent models into a 7350 with this kit. I found this kit on Amazon, I believe. $145, and I think there was 13 bucks shipping, which ain't bad. Includes all this stuff. So I'm pleased with it. Unfortunately, my original one that I purchased in good faith did not work. So thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you like. I don't do this very often.